steady pulse. The chances were very good the man would die, but if he was to have any chance, they had to remove the spoke and stop the bleeding. "Where's the nearest surgery?" Holt asked. "Doc Moore's the nearest," somebody said. "You two get me a wagon or a cart, something flat we can carry this man on," Holt commanded as he pointed to two onlooking men. Holt then pulled out a rubber strap from his bag and slipped it under and around the bleeding man's upper thigh. He looped it twice, and with a firm pull, cinched on a tourniquet. "How about the buggy seat?" an onlooker said. "It ain't no use in that buggy now." "Fine. You can help me get this man on it. Move him as gently as you can." "We moved enough men during the war to know how," said a young man who'd stepped forward. "Don't look like Derwin's gonna make it. You ever taken a spoke out of a man's leg?" he asked Holt. "No, but I've taken just about everything else out. I was a surgeon during the war. I've treated bayonet stabs that looked like this." "You mean you butchered men?" someone heckled. "It was doctors like you who cost me my leg." Holt had always done his best, but during a battle so many horribly wounded men came so fast, there was seldom time for much more than desperate measures. "Doctors did not fire the bullets that killed and wounded so many," Holt shot back. "That was nice young men like you. It was doctors who kept you from bleeding to death or rotting with gangrene. Now, are you going to help me move this man, or are you going to just stand there feeling sorry for yourself and let him die?" The ex-soldier moved aside, and several of the onlookers helped move Derwin to the buggy seat. "Make sure the other two come to the office," Holt said. "They'll need attention." "I can take care of them," Dr. Moore said. "Right now, you can serve us best by leading us to your office as quickly as possible." Holt guessed the doctor didn't like having Holt take over, but as far as he could tell, the doctor had been unable to make up his mind about anything. Holt didn't know whether he'd been incapacitated by alcohol, shock, or something else, but they had to act quickly. "Doc lives real close," one of the men carrying the buggy seat said. "We all know how to get there." "Then let's go. I need to operate." "That's Doc's job," one of the men said. "He's the doctor around here." "I'm a doctor too," Holt said. "That still don't mean you can come in here and take over." Holt thought loyalty to friends was a fine trait, but not when it put a man's life in jeopardy. "With 3 men hurt, 2 doctors are better than 1, he said. "Maybe we ought to let the new doc see Derwin," one man said, lowering his voice. "Doc Moore's been drinking again." "Ain't nothing wrong with him," another said. "A little bit of whiskey never hurt nobody." "I'd appreciate your help," Dr. Moore said to Holt. "That spoke worries me. I've never done that kind of surgery." "I did it for 4 years," Holt said. "I'll be glad to do it for you." "You can help if you want, but you let Doc take care of Derwin," a man said. "He knows what to do." "Don't you listen to him," the cautious man said to Holt. "Everybody knows Doc ain't as good as he used to be." It was clear that Dr. Moore didn't know what to do and couldn't have done it if he had, but it was also clear that these men weren't going to accept Holt's taking over. Deciding it was better to leave things alone until they reached the doctor's office, he dropped back to the wounded man and his son. "How are you two doing?" he asked. "I sure am bloodied all over, but I'm doing better than Derwin," the man replied. "I think my boy here broke something." "It's his collarbone," Holt told the father after a brief examination. The small procession traversed the sandy streets of a town grown up on what had once been a windswept barrier island covered with seagrass and gnarled sea oaks. Fueled by a busy port, Galveston had expanded rapidly in the post-war years, transforming the island into the largest and most important city in Texas. It didn't take them long to reach the doctor's house. The procession entered a yard surrounded by a low picket fence that needed paint and slats replaced. The yard showed signs of neglect. As the men carrying Derwin on the buggy seat climbed the steps to the porch, the door to the house swung open, and a young woman came to hold the door. She was of average height, had a nice figure, what Holt could see of it, and was very pretty. But she wore a dress that could never have been more than